Welcome, everyone, to our Week 7 Football Officials Education video series for the 2024 season. I have a lot of great videos that have been sent to me this week. Appreciate everyone taking the time to watch the videos, send me their video plays for review. So let's get into the Week 7 plays for this week's video. Week we're going to talk about length about this formation here, and what this formation is many teams in our area are getting into this formation after they have scored a touchdown. So this is the point, or the extra point, the try. And so they're getting in this formation, which they commonly refer to as the water bucket formation. So let's first look at some rules regarding this formation. So first of all, we need to go to Rule 7.2, Article 5, underneath the exceptions, where it states, on fourth down or during a kick try, when A sets or shifts into a scrimmage kick formation, any A player numbered 0 through 49 or 80 to 99 may take the position of any A player numbered 50 to 79. Now, let's know what a scrimmage kick formation is. And if we go to Rule 2, Section 14, Article 2, it defines what a scrimmage kick formation. So first of all, no player is in position to receive a hand-to-hand snap. And we have two scrimmage kick formations. One is where we have a holder on their knee 7 or more yards behind the snapper and a kicker in place 3 yards or less. The second one is we have a player 10 yards or more behind the line of scrimmage in position to receive a long snap. So those are our two scrimmage kick formations, and they must be in a scrimmage kick formation at the snap for this formation to be legal to use the numbering exception. This is not a legal formation if they snap the ball and they don't have the number exception, as we look at the numbers here. So as we can see, have the numbers placed on each player, and we only have 4 players, 50 through 79, on the line of scrimmage at this current time. Now, this team can shift, as we'll look at later, and make it legal. But if they snap the ball from this current formation, we would have a marker down for an illegal formation because they do not have the required 50 through 79 for this to be legal. So we have to keep that in mind, that they must be in a scrimmage kick formation to use the numbering exception on this type of play. And here they are not in a scrimmage kick formation, as we have described. So let's take a look at the play. So we see here that we know they don't have the 50 through 79 5 players. They're not in a scrimmage kick formation. We snap the ball. We get a marker down on the play for an illegal formation, 5-yard penalty. They'll have to replay the down because of a successful try. This is a good call here for them not meeting the requirements of the numbering exception. Also, the second part of this play we'll look at is we see the quarterback and the center moving at the same time. So we have 2 players moving. So we could have a second foul here for illegal shift on this play because of the quarterback and the center moving. So either way, this is illegal. Let's keep an eye out for this. As we'll get into our next play here, we can see, again, we only have 4 players, 50 through 79, on the field of play, and this is, again, an extra point try after the touchdown. So do we have a legal formation here? No. Can they shift into one? Yes. But if they snap the ball from this formation, we would have a penalty marker on the field for an illegal formation. Here they snap the ball, they complete a successful try, and we would need a penalty marker down for an illegal formation. We got to keep an eye on these numbers and these numbering exceptions. On this play, we're going to see where they only have 4 players, 50 through 79. They're lining up in the same formation. But as you see, they shift into a legal kick formation. So if they snap the ball here, this would be legal because they're in a scrimmage kick formation. They can use the numbering exception here. So the two differences, if they don't shift in, it's a penalty marker down. If they do shift, it's legal. Our next play, we're going to talk about how important goal line mechanics are by our head linesman and line judge. And here we have a ball being snapped from the 5-yard line or close to the goal line. So our mechanics are that our head linesman and line judge would work their way to the goal line, getting there ahead of the ball. It's continuing to officiate, obviously, but they want to get to that pylon so that they have a good view, so that if the ball threatens the goal line, breaking the plane of the goal line, we can be in proper position to see it. But as we see here, The snap has already occurred, and our head linesman is still standing on the line of scrimmage, hasn't moved, and he comes down and comes in and gives a touchdown signal. Now, a couple things here. There's no way we can, from this angle, overrule this play, but the important part here is we have a loose ball if you look at the end of the play here. And the question is does the ball break the plane of goal line first, or does the ball become loose? It would look much better if we were standing at that pylon prior to the ball threatening the goal line or breaking the goal line and looking in, and it would look a lot better from the mechanic standpoint, from the officiating standpoint, to sell this call if we were in proper position, looking in ahead of time so that we can say, yes, I was standing right there, saw it, touchdown, so forth. Use good mechanics on these goal line plays. This play is kind of a unique play. We have a kickoff here, and the ball is going to stay in bounds, stay in the field of play, come up short of the end zone. You can see a kickoff down in the corner. And the receiving team does not touch the ball. They let the ball sit and the ball stops. It's a very wet field. And then you can see the kicking team coming down and touching the ball, trying to recover it. And then remember, they can recover it. They can't advance if the status of the ball is still a kick, and it maintains the status of a kick until it's possessed by the receiving team. So they can recover this, and you can see the ball laying right there, and the receiving team has not attempted to recover it. K team comes down, touches it, and then eventually they'll jump on it and recover it. And we can see our officiating crew stopping the clock, coming over and pointing that it's the kicking team's ball because they possessed it. Remember, if they pick it up, they cannot advance it. They can only recover it if it's still the status of a kick. So a good job here of officiating this. Now, the second did come off the clock. I did not see any official winding the clock, so it's just 1 second. But, here again, this is a clock operator anticipating what was going on the field and doing kind of, their anticipation. So just keep an eye on these things. A second is a huge deal in this point in time, but just be monitoring this in your games. Now, one other thing on this play I noticed, and we're going to come back to and take a second look because this is important to talk about, is so we're going to get down here around the 30-yard line. We have the umpire standing, and you can already see him. The ball's still live in the field of play, and he reaches his hand out to the ball person on the sideline to get the ball. And this ball's still live. So let's continue to officiate the play before we start to get the team's ball on the field. And in the end, this ball does not end up in the possession of that we've seen of the receiving team here. So by reaching out to get this ball early, he now has the ball in his hand, and we still have a live ball in the field, which tells me, and you can see by the angle of his hat, he's looking at the ball, which it's down in that corner towards the pylon. That is not the umpire's area on a kickoff. He needs to be looking up where the potential blocks are occurring. So he's looking in the wrong area. He already has a ball in hand. These are things that can get us in trouble or get us out of position if something happens. So we have to officiate the play, then get the ball after the play is over. This play here just demonstrates how sometimes we have to be ready for the unexpected. This is an interesting play. We have a snap to the quarterback who does not feel the snap cleanly, and so we're going to have a loose ball. And then we're going to see as the play develops that the ball remains loose as the quarterback scrambles to get the ball. And then we're going to have the running back come back and pick up the ball for the offensive team. And when he picks up the ball, he doesn't really move with the ball. It's almost as if he's unsure what to do with it, like it's a dead ball. And then we can see him here walking, and the defense isn't even really reacting until the end here. And then we get a whistle by the crew and put a stop to the play. Basically, the player gave himself up in a way. But this is weird. You got to be ready for this because we got a loose ball here. And as we can see, teams almost come to a stop. And so just be alert for this. Be ready for this. Be ready for the unexpected. These types of things will happen in your high school football games. And we have to be prepared to manage them and how we're going to deal with them. It almost looks like he wants to give the ball to the umpire here. So let's be ready for this and be prepared. Now the kickoff play here, and we're actually going to focus on after the play, the dead ball after the kickoff. And we're going to see we have a kickoff downfield, and we're going to have a return. And then on the near sideline here, We're going to see some action out of play. And we're going to see number 62 here, who's not even on the field of play, get involved in this play. But the officiating crew here does a great job, as we're going to see. We get a flag down here, marker on the field for the sideline action out of bounds. And then we're going to see our two officials on the side of the field converging in to close down on this play. And this is what we have to do when we have plays in the sideline area, because we have opponents of the different teams in the sideline area, which is not a good situation. We want to get those, in this case, we want to get the white jerseys out of that area. And you can see right here, the two officials are coming in, cleaning this up. We get the marker down. Great job of officiating this play. Great job of officiating out of bounds on this play, because these are the only two officials in a 5-person crew that are on this sideline. So here we have them in good position to be able to manage this play, get it cleaned up, get the penalty marker down, appropriately officiated. Good job here. So our next play here, we're going to look at a takedown, a hold takedown. And we're going to have two angles on this, the sideline view and the end zone view. We see right in here inside the circle that I've highlighted, we're going to see the takedown. Now, even though this is not at the point of attack, we want to get takedowns. We want to flag takedowns on plays like this, because takedowns can escalate to other problems for us. So we want to let the teams know that we're not going to permit takedowns on the field of play, even though they're not at that point of attack. It's just a good management tool. So let's make sure we're monitoring this for takedowns on holds, and let's flag them anywhere in the field, even though they're not at the point of attack on these types of plays. Second play here involving a takedown. This play is on a kickoff. We can see the highlighted player here on the receiving team that we're going to focus on. He's going to come across to the player on the kicking team. He's going to grab him up near the shoulder pads and pull him down right around the 40. So even though this kickoff is a touchback, we want to get a penalty marker down on the field for a takedown. No football player wants to be pulled down like this. It can upset them, and then things can escalate into other things to manage the game appropriately and properly, we want to get a penalty marker down on takedowns to let both teams know that takedowns are not going to be tolerated on the field of play. If we get those markers down, it can help us in preventive officiating. Keep an eye out for those takedowns. So we're going to take a look at awesome mechanics right here. I really like it when I see great mechanics like this demonstrated by the entire crew. So we're going to have the head coach from the far sideline, the visiting team, come down the sideline here in a minute. I'll have him highlighted in the circle. I believe it's the head coach. Can't see from this distance. He's going to call a timeout right before the snap is imminent. And we're going to see a great job in mechanics and great way of shutting this play down. We see the head linesman coming onto the field, giving the stop the clock signal. We have both the line judge giving the stop the clock signal on the near sideline. Look at the umpire moving in to close down to try to prevent any further action from occurring to stop this play. This is a great job from mechanics. I always love it when I see great mechanics like this demonstrated by the crew. And even we got the back judge giving the stop the clock signal to shut this play down on a timeout. Well done, well officiated, great mechanics. This looks awesome when you see it. And that's why I put it in this week's video. And that's what we're going to end on. Awesome job on the mechanics here by this crew. Keep up the good work. Thanks for watching this week's Week 7 video. Feel free to comment. Feel free to hit the like button. Feel free to share this video with others so that we can help others get better at officiating, mechanics, our rules knowledge, and so forth. Great job. Keep up the good work. Till next time, take care.